Okay, full rolls. Many beginners are quite good at these because you play quite a lot of them, but they're actually quite tricky. There are two completely different methods of playing them. I'm going to have a look at both. So again, hitting the yellow, hopefully both balls are going to go about the same distance, and we're going to play straight line shots. Okay, first methodology, I'm going to play them like Joe Hogan played his rolls, and that's swinging between your legs, still in a crouch position. So very much in that sort of position, come through, punch through like that, again hitting on top of the yellow. Let's give that a go. Okay, so both balls identical distance, good body stability throughout the shot. Keep down on it afterwards, don't just come straight up having hit it. You want to keep that body weight forward and then go and admire your shot after you've played it. Let's look at where the ball's finished. Okay, so just looking at technique again for these full rolls. My top hand isn't at the top of the mallet, it's moved about a third of the way down. My bottom hand is quite close to the head of the mallet, and I'm using my index finger almost down the back of the shaft, and that helps guide it and actually point it in the right direction. So it helps with stability. The other important fact is people get to this position and then they go, right, I'm going to have a go at it now, but I'm hitting my nose and my head with my mallet shaft. Well, the mallet shaft isn't straight for this, you actually slope it, and if you're right-handed, your mallet shaft goes over your left shoulder. Okay, let's see it once more. Okay, so having looked at that full roll, centre style, let's have a go at a pass roll where yellow goes further than the blue. Again, playing it centre style, punchy shot, hitting down on the yellow, but this time my feet and my body are all going to be further forward, so all that weight's going to be further forward, more punch going into the yellow. Okay, that's probably got about a 25% pass on it. Okay, so full rolls, 100%, pass rolls, we've got 125% out of the back ball. I want to look at extremes again, because if you work from the extreme and you can get 150%, let's say, then you can work back to 125, work back to 100, work back to 80, and then we're back into half rolls again. So giving yourself that full range is really important, because you're playing an instrument again. Whatever hand position you've got on here, combined with your feet position, creates a different note. The more notes we can play, the more shots we can play. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. Top hand's going to be roughly in the same position, maybe a tiny bit further down. But my bottom hand is going to be turned into a fist. And I call this a Quasimodo roll. I'm really going to punch through it as hard as I can and try and get this 150% ratio. Let's have a go. Right, okay, let's have a look at some centre style full rolls and pass rolls. They work reasonably well. Benefit is you're swinging between your legs, so hopefully a little bit more natural than swinging by the side of your body. Negative features are power generation is a little bit difficult, because getting a huge backswing is difficult. And also, you have a tendency to come into the ball and sort of shepherd it and sort of push it along a little bit, which you don't when you've got more power available to you by the side. So we're going to have a look at full rolls and pass rolls played by the side of your body next. Okay, so side style rolls. Same principle for hand position. Top hand a third of the way, 40% of the way down. Bottom hand very close to the mallet head. Finger down the shaft to give you some guidance. Now we're going to approach the ball and we're going to put your left foot forward. Your right foot should be pointing more or less in the same line as your left foot. And then we're going to come over the ball like this, punch down on the blue. And my focus here is going to be on the first 6 inches of the takeaway. Make sure it's coming up straight. And then the last 6 inches of the downswing. This sort of period here. The big tendency for people is to go out here and then across that way. Absolutely disastrous. You'll be off balance, you'll scythe across the ball, you might hit it on the bevel. You need to be going back in a straight line and forward in a straight line. Pretty good, 100% roll, both balls going in a straight line, nice body position, nice and stable, easy to get the power as well with that bigger backswing available to myself. My body isn't stopping my mallet coming back for the bigger backswing. Right, so we've played a full roll side style. We're now going to play a full roll with a little bit more pass. So a pass roll here, put 20-25% pass in it. Feet a little bit further forward, hit down on it. Let's have a go. And that's about a 25% pass on that. Tiny bit further forward, hitting down on it a bit more. Again, plenty of power, being able to have that bigger backswing. Okay, so now extreme pass rolls. Just like between your legs, I'm going to swap. Keep the top hand the same, bottom hand I'm going to move into a fist, this Quasimodo grip. Got a big available backswing. I'm not going to hit this that hard, but let's see what sort of ratio I can get. And probably another 40%, 140 to 100%. Very easy to achieve. Just a punch down into that ball and you can get a nice ratio. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to look at is power. And I think this is important because I'd almost encourage you to play your rolls between your legs if it wasn't for the power element. Getting a 30-yard roll through your legs I find very difficult. Joe Hogan managed it on fast-ish lawns, but we don't always get to play on fast-ish lawns, and providing a 25-30-yard roll on a slow lawn between your legs I find really difficult. I'm going to give it a go now, but see how limited my backswing is and then compare it with the side style shot we play later on. Now, let's be honest, the result of that shot wasn't very good. I got about a 40 to 50% pass roll. The yellow ball's gone 22 yards. The blue's only gone 14. it's no good. I want that blue to go further, and if I play it any further back, I'm going to struggle to generate too much power. Okay, so now I'm going to try and play this power roll again, but this time by my side. This time bigger backswing. They've both gone about 25 to 27 yards. I haven't left that partner ball maybe sat in the middle of the lawn for a leave. Got to roll them both nice and tight to a boundary. You'll have seen the extent of the backswing being able to be bigger. You've got to control it because you can go out and in and then experience problems, but you do have that potential for the extra power. Experiment with both at short, medium and long range. See which one you prefer. Okay, so we've looked at a range of croquet strokes. I just want to run you through those again. We've looked at a basic stop shot, maybe getting a 5-to-1, 6-to-1 ratio. We've looked at an extreme stop shot, maybe 7-to-8 to 9-to-1 or even 10-to-1 on a fast lawn ratio. We've looked at a drive, 3.5-to-1 ratio, a half roll, where we've looked at different feet and hand positions coming into the ball to achieve 40, 50, 60, 70% ratio. A full roll, all the way to 100. You can cut that back a little bit, stand a little bit further back on it, don't hit down as sharply, and then maybe get 85, 90. And then we've looked at pass rolls up to 150%. If you've got all those shots in your bag, well, all you've got to work on now is getting the splits right, when you don't have to do them straight. And the other important factor involved in this is every single shot, your body position needs to be stable. However you play it, you need to be balanced throughout the stroke, and that will enable you to play them consistently. When we've looked at each of the shots, particularly when you look at extremes, when you look at an extreme stop shot, we don't want to have to play that shot because they're more difficult. I want to play a consistent stop shot that achieves a 5-to-1 ratio, rather than a stop shot that achieves a 5.5 sometimes or 7-to-1 other times. You need to know what type of result each shot's going to play, and providing you can play each shot consistently, the balls will finish where you want them to.